Ooh, here we go. We got more catfish coming at ya. Welcome back everyone to Inform Overload. I'm your host Johnny Rogers, aka the Bacon King. And if you happen to be new here, typically we take the most interesting news stories on the internet and then make them more entertaining. However, today we'll be doing things a little bit differently and listing some more catfish stories. But first, never miss another video. Make sure you click that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you never miss out on another video. And make sure you stay all the way until the end of this one because you won't believe our #1 spot, as always. Also, just a forewarning, this list will just be featuring couples that didn't run away immediately upon finding out that they had been catfished. Any positive interactions after this kind of nefarious online activity is a win in our eyes. Now, without any further delay, let's jump right into our list of the top 10 catfish couples that actually worked out. In at number 10, Solana and Elijah. The MTV show Catfish certainly brought us some wild moments while trying to uncover who really was behind the profile picture, and for Solana and Elijah, it brought some much needed closure. The pair met online while in their early teen years on the popular social site MySpace. When Elijah dropped off the map and then reappeared, Solana needed to know if this person truly was the Elijah she had fallen for years ago. Even though she had moved on from that past love and started dating a guy named Danny, meeting Elijah in person was necessary to her growth. When they finally met via the show Catfish, everyone was shocked to find out that Elijah was exactly the same person that he had been portraying online, right down to the emo haircut even. Although the flame for a relationship had fizzled out, the pair remained good friends and even got matching tattoos. Oh, how sweet. In at number 9, Mike and Felicia. Just like most people who choose to catfish, Felicia would constantly give Mike a number of different excuses as to why they could never meet up. With the help of the show Catfish, Mike was finally able to meet the real woman he had been talking to. She was similar to who she had been portraying online, with a few minor details missing, but nonetheless, Mike still wanted to give her a chance. By the end of the episode, the pair had officially become a couple, with Felicia moving to New Jersey just to be a little bit closer to Mike. In at number 8, Jeanette and Derica. Making history as the first grandma to ever get catfished on the MTV show, Jeanette's tale was your classic catfishing story. Jeanette had met a man named Derek on the dating site Plenty of Fish, but her daughter believed that something was awry. She then enlisted the help of Nev and Max from Catfish to do some digging. There were excuses as to why they couldn't meet face to face and a ton of failed video calls. Turns out Derek had been using the identity of a high school student, but the real bombshell was that the phone number they were using was registered to a woman named Derica that had the same last name as this Derek guy. After cooling off from their initial heated meeting, Derica was able to explain why she had lied about her identity and really saying that she did it all because she was bored. During their follow-up, both of the women said they were actually still in touch and remained good friends. In at number 7, Joanna and Anna. As Nev said in the episode, this catfish meetup led to the slap heard around the world. When Joanna finally met Anna, who had been posing as a woman named Bo, this lady hit the out of her. At the end of this episode, things felt very tense and unresolved, with Anna ending up dating someone else other than Joanna. However, during the classic Catfish follow-up episode, Anna was now single and realized that Joanna was truly the one for her. Since there had been some time for healing, Anna said to Joanna, "It would really be cool if you gave me the chance to take you out to show you how much you mean to me and how much I care about you and how much I love you." At that point, most viewers expected a hard no from the catfish Joanna, but instead she said, "Took you long enough," followed by a yes to go out on a date. What is life? In at number 6, Jessie and Brian. When Jessie met a former Marine named Brian on Facebook, she fell in love and attempted multiple times to arrange a meetup. However, Brian would never show up to said meetup and ultimately stopped answering all of Jessie's calls. Although 3 years later, he suddenly asked her out of the blue to move in with him. Baffled by being ghosted and then suddenly approached with this huge life decision, she called in the Catfish team. Turns out everything Brian was saying about himself was true. He was indeed a former Marine and looked just like his photos. His reasoning for going off the grid was due to a PTSD episode that led to him being arrested for having a weapon in his backpack. But he's a Marine, so it's like obviously he's gonna have a weapon on him. This is America. Oh, and he was still married. There was that too. Regardless of those two insane circumstances, the pair really meshed well when meeting on the show, and Jessie even visited Brian's family home and enjoyed spending time with his family, minus the ex-wife of course. In at number 5, Ashley and Mike. This is probably one of the saddest catfish endings that we've ever heard of, but we'll get to that in a moment. Both Ashley and Mike had been catfishing each other for 7 years before the Catfish crew finally set up a meeting between the two. It became apparent upon meeting that their reasoning for catfishing was kind of mutual. They both had insecurities with their weight and were self-conscious about what the other person may think of them if they were to actually meet. When Ashley's father had died, Mike was there to console her in her time of need. Not wanting to lose his friendship, they decided to finally meet. At first, Ashley was upset that Mike didn't look anything like his photos, but she did the same thing, so she really couldn't complain. At the end of the episode, the two were on good terms, but sadly Mike passed away from pulmonary embolism, and not too long after his death, Ashley died from a drug overdose. Very sad ending, but they met, they loved each other, they were even gonna spend New Year's Eve together, and then we got this, you know, R.I.P. In at number 4, Kaya and Danny. In the first season of MTV's Catfish, this was a true success story to kick things off. Kaya contacted the Catfish crew about a guy online named Alex that she had been speaking with. Kaya, though, had also been catfishing Alex, and when she came clean, so did Alex. Alex was actually a transgender male named Danny, and when they met, Kaya was of course shocked that Alex wasn't who they said they were. However, Kaya admitted that Danny being trans wasn't an issue for her, and as multiple days of filming went on, the two became very close. In at number 3, Jeremy and Colleen. After knowing each other online for just 3 months, the pair agreed that they wanted to get engaged. What? Once finally meeting each other and sorting through why Jeremy had lied about his identity under the name Tony, he took another big step. The episode culminated with Jeremy proposing to Colleen, but this time in real life. And during their follow-up episode, the pair seemed happily in love, but Colleen wasn't wearing a ring. So for the 3rd time, Jeremy proposed again on the show. Well, I guess you can't really count the first one because he was still pretending to be a guy named Tony, but hey, good for you guys.
I was gonna say.
What? No! You're gonna do it right now? Are you serious?
Will you marry?
I will marry you.
In at number 2, Lauren and Derek.
Oh my god, I can't turn around. Oh my god. Oh, I can't turn around. Oh my god.
Lauren and Derek had met each other in the early days of MySpace a full 8 years before filming their episode of MTV's Catfish. Derek had been there as a strong pillar of emotional support even after she had a baby with her now ex-boyfriend. After leaving that relationship, Lauren was convinced that Derek was the one who she was actually meant to be with, even though the pair had never met in person or even video called for verification. When the day finally came, it turned out that neither of them were catfishing and they were actually who they said they were online. What are the chances? He almost immediately bonded with Lauren's son, and it turns out his reasoning for not being able to video chat was that he just wasn't very good with technology, aka he'll be a great dad. During a special follow-up episode, Derek even proposed to Lauren. Last but not least, at our number 1 spot, Dylan and Savina.
Hi.
This has to go into our number 1 spot just because of how truly rare this catfishing scenario was. First and foremost, Savina reached out to the show and admitted that she had been catfishing a guy for 5 years, but actually had feelings for him, so she wanted to come out with the truth. Around the same time, they receive an email from Dylan who says that he met this girl named Savina but was having doubts. At first, they actually thought it may have been Savina's older sister who had been speaking with Dylan, but when they met, it turns out it had been Savina this whole time. The two hugged immediately and held each other for a moment before Savina explained that she had always been insecure about her appearance and therefore used Photoshop to look more like a model. To which Dylan said, "Shut up, you're beautiful," before going in for another big hug. Oh, my heart is warm. It's warm for once. And that has been the top 10 catfishing couples that actually worked out. Thank you so much for watching Inform Overload, and if you enjoyed this video, then show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button and ring that little bell. And if you find any news stories that are exciting and you want us to cover them, make sure you send the link in a DM to our Instagram page at Inform Overload. If we like it, you may just see your story on our channel. Plus, leave us a comment down below with which story from our list that you love the most. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is click that playlist on the side of the screen. From my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, you take care. Crickety crack. Oh, here we go. But first, to never miss another video, click that subscribe button, ring that bell, and make sure you breathe, Johnny. Oh, that was all one breath. She was similar to who she had been portraying with. Back it up. She was similar to how. Okay. Oh, it's going the other way now for some reason.
I think they reversed.
Yeah, it just started reversing. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. I think this last name is pronounced Derica, so I'm gonna go with that. Jeanette had been a man name. Whoops. In at number 7, Joanna and Anna. That's a hard one to say. Shh, play video, 3 minutes to 10 seconds, please. In the first season of MTV's Catfish, this was a true success story. Success story? It's a success story. Sorry for my success. The two became very close. Very close. Very close. The episode culminated. Play video, 2 minute 10 of the proposal. Scrolling.